Welcome to IVSA Chart Analytics, your best signals stock market indicators. IVSA Chart Indicators is based on the time-proven Wyckoff-Williams volume spread analysis. It tells you when you should be in and when you should stay out. No more second guessing. It features a stock screener that allows you to follow the smart money. You virtually get in before the public does. Profit with the smart money. Simple, accurate, and available on desktop and mobile devices. Test drive our IVSA chart now.
Thank you, Studio B. Hello and welcome to Stock Review with me, Trishna Patel. We will be looking at the stocks covered in Corporate Profile this past week. And I have JC here from TradersTrueReview.com who will help you understand these stocks from a technical standpoint. Thank you, JC, for taking the time today for my questions. How are you feeling today?
I'm fine, thanks, Truth, but the market's not. For those investor and trader who's been following the KLSE market will notice the past 4 to 5 bars has been trading below the 200-day moving average, which is a very critical point for the KLCI to remain still in the medium bullish term. Now, the longer it stays below this 200-day moving average, the likelihood the market may turn south. So do be careful, investors.
So moving on, we'll be looking into plantation operator BStead Plantation Berhad, software company GHL Systems Berhad, port operators Westports Holdings Berhad. Now moving on to BStead Plantation Berhad. Since its listing in late June, BStead Plantation has been trading sideways at around RM1.60 and it spiked up in early August when a bullish report from Maybank IB was issued. And since then, the share price has preceded to a low of RM1.55. Now, JC, does this make it a good time to pick out on BStead Plantation?
Now, looking from the BStead since listed sometime in end of June, the market hasn't done much. Of course, the analyst report has spiked it up, but that has given chance for smart money to actually take profit. At this price, currently supported at 156, 155 ringgit, this market is really giving a very decent dividend yield around 4%. So the market will likely to be supported from here standpoint. Very important, you can also see on the IVSA chart. You can get it free from our website, ivsachart.com. You can see sign of strength, which is denoted by the green arrow key. So that is providing some sort of support that smart money can come in to buy this. And also, now look to the right side of the chart, just below the red region. Now we're seeing the market now is turning green. That means this market may be turning a bit bullish in the shorter term.
Now, JC, what is the outlook going to be like for the coming months?
Now, if you look at the plantation over a longer period, not much from this chart, you could see trading volume is very short term. Now, investor has to decide whether you want to be a short term or a long term. Now, like it or not, CPO prices has taken a hit since we have a forecast of a bumper year from soya bean from the North America. That has put a lot of pressure on the so-called supply, and also you can hear there is plenty of supply of CPO in the market too. So what is going to be happening next is also the Chinese market. They've been slowing down, so that has put a lot of pressure on the CPO prices. Having said that, that's why you're seeing this BStead Plantation is still holding up at 155 despite paying a good dividend. But in the coming months, I don't think this will stay at 155. But going forward, there is a chance that this stock may go higher because, like it or not, people still need to cook and they still need to use cooking oils and stuff like that. So this will go back. But investors should pay more attention to it when the market creeps back or at least break into the RM1.70 mark.
Alright, JC, moving on to GHL Systems Berhad. GHL Systems is a company that specializes in software solutions as well as the research and development for online transaction technologies. Now, besides its main market in Malaysia, GHL has established itself in Australia, the Philippines, Thailand and Indonesia. It also offers shared services with financial institutions by providing software solutions that enable online transactions. Now, JC, how has tech companies fared in Malaysia in terms of investor interest? Do you think that these companies are getting enough interest by investors?
Now, like it or not, GHL and plus a lot of the technology companies in Malaysia are considered between small to mid cap. Now, if you compare the technology index, which I don't have it with me, it has been up for almost 32% compare year to date. compared to the KLCI, which is slightly down about 2%. That is a very significant improvement. Partly this is also a lot of foreign funds are taking a look at the small cap stocks. Now on top of that, there are also some interest on Sensoft as well as Efficient E-Solution. These are actually trading at much higher PE. Now the recent CIMB report that are already done around the roadshow in Europe and US, they are showing some interest in the smaller and mid-cap stock. So perhaps there is a potential of this market going a bit higher. But judging from what I've seen so far, the smart money has been accumulating in around 96 cents and then finally broke out, denoted by the green arrow chart that you see in here. Now it's trying to break above the 1 ringgit 15 cent. Going forward, it's looking good, but investor be careful. The valuation at this PE is slightly high.
Now, JC, over the course of a year, GHL has gone from 42 cents to a high of 1 ringgit and 15 cents. Can you walk us through the price and volume chart for the past year?
Sure, Truth. Now, if you look back at the Bloomberg research chart in here, not many analysts has covered because it is still a penny stock. But not until we saw last year, somewhere in June, we see a lot of volume coming in. That was still around 40 cents, which is what you talk about, the 42 cents. And since then, we have a tremendous volume coming in. Also, after September in here, there was a huge spike. Now, remember in price and volume, when you see huge spike coming off from a low base or what we call a flat base, that means institutional or some big smart money operator are coming to accumulate this. They know ahead of time compared to everyone else. So this is a good stock. And eventually the market went up to 80 cents. We saw a bit of profit taking in there. And there were also some analyst recommendation asking it to hold. Since then, there wasn't much of an interest, market moving sideways. But remember, GHL System has a new business segment which actually providing a lot of revenue and a lot of impetus to this sector, which is the TPA, the transaction payment acquisition. That has shown a lot of growth on GHL System, and that provides some sort of a flat base at 80 cents for this to go higher. I do see this stock going higher, but I would like to wait for some sort of a pullback before getting into this nice little bull run.
Now, moving on to stocks that made the news this past week, Sunway Berhad. The conglomerate is looking to list its construction unit, Sunway Construction Sdn Berhad, by the second quarter of next year. The group has proposed a 1-for-10 distribution in specie of Sunway Construction Group shares to shareholders of Sunway. The group is also offering special cash dividend from the proceeds of the sale of Sunway Construction Group shares. Now, JC, in your opinion, should the shareholders of Sunway take up this 1-for-10 distribution when it is being offered?
Now, if you're a Sunway investor for the longer term, the answer is definitely yes. But you look from the price and volume chart, this stock has taken up a nice run from 3 ringgit 20 cents up to 3.50, and we are expecting a sign of weakness to come in, because every time when you see ultra high volume with widespread, that's mean profit taking is coming up at this moment. So looking from it, this doesn't look like a good time for trader to really get in, but if you're investing for longer term, it is a good thing. Now, another thing you should also take off also is the construction and property sector in the coming 2015, which is, in my opinion, has been overly supply, and that will put some sort of pressure in there. Unless we really know more about this listing which is coming out, I believe in Sunway construction listing is 2015. A lot is still to be said very early at these stages.
Now, another piece of news was SP Setia Berhad. The announcement of the resignation of SP Setia's leading man, Datuk Woon Tin Yao. Now, the acting president and chief executive officer is leaving ahead of the expiry of his contract. This change in president and CEO makes it the third in less than a year. Now, JC, the stock fell 5 cents or 1.51% to 3 ringgit and 26 cents on the day after the announcement of Woon's departure from SP Setia next year. Do you anticipate poorer investment sentiments on SP Setia in the leading months?
Now, like it or not, a lot of this has already been priced in. As soon as the core management of SP Setia has left, I think the Tan Sri Tan also left. Now we got some of the what we call the left lieutenant and right lieutenant leaving too. So going forward, it is very important that the management get hold of it. I remember reading some news about they're bringing some new management coming in. Now, the Warren Buffett always said, now, management is one of the most important consideration when you consider company taking it for longer term. So again, looking from the chart wise, market has not taken it very lightly, but then has broken it down. So going forward, what may sustain this is continual payment of good dividend. However, currently from what I've seen so far, it's only 1% dividend, but more projects, more income revenue coming in. It's very important to pull this SB Setia back up to around 350. Else, we are looking for sideways market, perhaps retesting the low around $3.10.
Now, Affin Research has maintained its reduced call on SB Setia. Its target price of RM2.80 comes on the back of transition risk and cautious property market outlook. The research house said in a note last Thursday that it likes SB Setia for its strategic land bank and high unbilled sales of RM12 billion. But the persistent uncertainty over the group's strategic direction and leadership transition will lead to further exodus of talent. Now, JC, in the short-term uncertainty in management, is it a cause for concern for existing shareholders?
Definitely. Whenever you have management leaving a very so-called solid team and whichever track record, that's something to be very concerned of. Now, the RM2.80, which is also, if you've seen from the Bloomberg chart, there's a lot of buy call happening around RM2.80 to RM2.90. That is the basis where this price, if it does fall, will likely to be cushioned. So you still got another like 40 cents in there. From the chart wise, on the weekly, you can see the trend is definitely breaking in down. Not until the core management comes in, then I'll be interested in this stock in here, because a lot has been said and a lot of uncertainty is still prying on that. Do not try to buy a falling knife. Wait for the knife to settle first, maybe RM2.90 or RM2.80, then look to buy. That's where I'll be looking for sign of strength.
Now, JC, last week's hot pick was plastic molding manufacturer SKP Resources Berhad. What else can you tell us on this?
Now, if you can see from the chart, the SKP Resources, last week we have a nice settle of sign of strength. A lot of green arrows you could see trading around the 60 to 61 cents in here. And we have a nice little breakout to 62 cents. Since then, the market has done pretty okay, but what is really missing in here is the volume. Now, volume will always come. That is the only reason that this were able to push above the 64 and 65 cents. So we still have to wait for that volume. Else, look for sideways movement. But again, all markets are uncertain. Put a stop loss around at 58 cents should the market go lower.
Now, before we wrap up for the week, JC, what is the hot stock you have for us this week?
Now this week, I really like Hypptv. Now you all know that what's happening in the worldwide with the Ebola crisis. So there is a lot of maybe good news, maybe priced in, but there's also surprises in there. Currently, whatever the incident is happening is only so-called restricted or focused on Africa. But who knows, you know, like it or not, we don't like this kind of bad disaster, but companies like Hypptv will definitely benefit from it. Now, like it or not, you can see on the right side of the chart there is 3 up arrow. That is signs of strength coming in. But at the below of the, just above the volume, you can also see the bearish trend region is still red. Now, if the market were to break above the RM7, we will see the trend change. And once that trend change, we will see a beginning of a markup stage, a stage 2, which will tell you will continue to push this market, provided the KLSE give the kind of background this market to go higher. And like it or not, it also pays a nice dividend yield around 2%, and the return on equity very good, above 25%. That's something I look for in the stocks. Nice flat base waiting to break out, backed up by good return of equity. That's the stock that I advise all trader investors should look at.
Thanks for your insights, JC. Be sure to catch us same time next Wednesday for more stock review. I'm Trishna Patel. Have a good trading week.